All right, I'm going to go ahead. Like I said, if you haven't grabbed a pen and paper, please do so. I'm going to go ahead and get started so we stay on track. How is everyone? Everyone have a good weekend? We had a great weekend. Summer's here and it's beach time again. So I know it's still April, but in Florida, that's summer. So we spend most of our weekends now for the rest of the spring and summer at the beach, which is really cool because we can still work from the beach, and if the phone works, then you're never out of touch. So it's kind of cool. Okay, a lot of stuff going on, folks. This is the last week of the month. Okay. Obviously, last week of the pay period. And there's a lot of stuff going on. There's double points for the trip. There's double pay for the bonuses. There's just a lot of good stuff going on. And I'll get to it a little later, but we also have our launch. Our launch Zoom is Wednesday night at 8:30 Eastern. So that's the second one this month. So we have a lot of things. And there's 2 points I really want you to understand tonight in this training. And one is it all happens simultaneously. It's not, I'm going to go for the trip. It's not, I'm going to try and be an MVP builder, or I'm going to try and be an MVP seller, or I'm going to try to rank advance, or it all happens simultaneously by enrolling people. Okay. So you don't have to, let me tell you what happened to us today. Okay. We always have a lot of stuff going on, and we're trying to get a lot more going on. And we have goals, ourselves to be enrolling 20, 30 people a month, and we're not there yet. We're averaging 12, 15 a month now, but, we want to double that. So, and we think that's very doable. Okay. Very doable. We're talking about one a day. Okay. And one a day, and then go do whatever you want after that. I'm telling you, we really think that's very, very doable. So we have our own goals with what we want to do, but what you have to understand is everything happens on top of each other. It's all simultaneous. It multiplies. It doesn't add and subtract. It multiplies. Okay. So today we were just working on a few things, and here's everything that happened at the same time today. Okay. Within an hour, we were MVP builder. Okay. For April. So we hit that. MVP seller. Okay. Same day. Okay. We hit that. Now, some of it, today was an auto ship day. So we had some orders and stuff go out. So MVP seller, MVP builder, and you heard it first, we're on the trip to Croatia. Okay. So that, we're the third ones on our team to do it. Kenneth was there first and Goulet was there before him, but we just made Croatia today. And as soon as the points from what we did today add on, so we'll officially announce it tomorrow, but I'm telling you, we did enough today to be on the trip for Croatia. It's all simultaneous. It all happens, at the same time. It's just the nature of how this business works. Thanks, Charlotte. I appreciate it. And you got to have enough in the works. You can't just be working on one or two things. That's why April's, she's always training on Power Hour on the 333. She just says, I can get as many people as I want in the business just doing the 333. She said, but the problem is people think it's just 333 and they forget the part about developing a relationship, getting into a conversation and making friends with the person. It isn't about 333 and hit them over the head with, you want to buy something from me. Okay. And that's why you got to have 10, 15, 20, 30 people in the mix so that 2 or 3 are always falling out at the bottom of the funnel and becoming customers or distributors. And people just think I do 333 and then I pop the question. It doesn't work that way. It's still a conversation. It's still communication. We're still becoming friends with them. Okay. That all of that still goes on. It's just to allow for the law of averages to work. Okay. So we do it right. We have to do it enough. Okay. And it doesn't matter if it's social media. It doesn't matter if it's friends at church. It doesn't matter if it's people you're talking to in your other job. It doesn't matter if it's sports teams, you know, and the other parents. We did a ton of business throughout our career, attending our kids' sporting events and getting his teammates' parents involved as customers or distributors. I mean, over 30 years, I can't even count how many came from that, okay? How many came from April's, you know, tennis career? You know, I mean, she's been playing tennis since she's, you know, like 6 years old, and, you know, was playing tennis when we got in this business, and is still a competitive player. I got to give you guys a testimony, okay? I hadn't played pickleball in probably 2 years, okay? And we got invited to play in our on the courts where we live, with 4 other couples yesterday. And I could tell the other couples just warming up, you know, they just play all the time. I mean, it's just a regular thing with them. And I hadn't played in April, tennis, pickleball. She does both multiple times every week, okay? Maybe not pickleball every week, but tennis 3 or 4 times a week. So she's always doing it. And here's the testimony, okay? I played for 4 hours, okay, yesterday. And when I finally sat down, my knees stiffened up a little. I put that body rub, okay, on my knees. Actually, April put it on my knees for me, but I'm telling you, within 20 minutes, okay, they felt good again. I put it on right before I went to bed, slept fine. This morning, they were a little stiff, put it on again, and again in the afternoon, and they feel fine now, okay? That body rub stuff, I'm telling you, and you, a lot of you know this because we talked about it a lot when it came out, but what an amazing product, you know? I just, you know, I'm so thankful we have multiple bottles in the house, but I know last night when we were coming in after playing, I'm like, I got to wipe that stuff on, man. Cause that, you know, and within like 15 minutes, the stiffness and soreness in the knees, cause it wasn't injured, it was sore. And the soreness and stiffness went away in like 15 minutes, 20 minutes tops. So it's amazing. But what I want you to understand is this business happens in flurries and you want to get on a roll with it. And there's never a better time to get a second customer or a second distributor than right after you get the first one. And there's never a better time to go get the third one than right after you get the second one. Because, and I know some of you are doing the Michael Burnoff thing and some of you aren't, and some of you stopped and some of you signed up for a year, okay? What's interesting is the things that he taught are the things that we experience in this business. See, it's a mental thing, and it's how we talk to ourselves. And when we get 1, we believe we can get 2. When we get 2, we believe we can get 3. When we get 3, we can get 4. Well, that's why the last week of the month is so important, because everyone that you spoke to, whether they enrolled or not, everyone that you spoke to last month and this month that's not in, now is when you speak to them again, okay? And you get yourself on a roll, folks, okay, is what happens. You get on a roll. And I don't know if you're going to have to talk to 5, 10, or 15 to get the first one in. Some of you already got 3 or 4 in. I don't know if Kenneth's on. He's got about 20. April's got 12. You know, I mean, I see Cindy on here. I know she's got 5 or 6. And we're meeting some guests at Disney for her tomorrow. Get this one. April did a 3-way call with Cindy and a friend on the weekend. And they were chatting, and end up the friend was going to be in Disney Springs this week, starting tomorrow, and which is a half hour down the road from us. So we're just meeting them in person. You know, it's the business is amazing when you start having conversations with people besides the texting and messaging that we do on social media. And that's important, okay? But we got to understand that messaging on social media is for the purpose of ice breaking, warming them up, and becoming a friend. Okay, that is the reason for doing it. There is no other reason. And we cannot shortcut it and just think that just because we 333 them, or just because we like some of their stuff or commented on some of their stuff, that they're going to buy from us. Okay, Everybody buys from people they know, people they like, and most important, people they trust. And social media gives us access to 3 billion people. Okay. So you know what? If you need to add to your 333 and have 30, 40, or 50 of them out there instead of 3 or 5 or 10 out there, that's all you got to do. And you just keep doing it. And then you don't put pressure on people. You don't, I say try and put your hand in their pocket to get their credit card. You're not doing anything like that. You're just letting, it happen organically and naturally. But it happens organically and naturally when you're doing the numbers properly, and your focus is not to get them to buy something or sell them something. Your focus is to establish a relationship and trust with them. And then it all happens. That's where the magic happens. Okay. The magic don't happen because you post something cute. The magic doesn't happen because you're consistent posting. The magic happens because you take the time to get into a relationship, friendship, and build a trust with the person. And that's where it happens. So, but anyway, it does happen in flurries, and you have an opportunity this week. If you have nothing going on right now, to have a flurry at the end of the week. We have 6 days to the end of the pay period. Wednesday night, we have a launch Zoom. All you got to do is start, getting people lined up to be on the launch Zoom. And the 333 helps, a lot with that. But it's so much easier, folks, when you're asking a person that likes you, a person that you like, and a person that trusts you to take a look at a launch. Okay. It's so much easier to do. And your ratio of people who show up, if you do it that way, you'll never go 0 for 10 or 0 for 20. You'll get half the people showing up. Okay. If you've spoken with them, if you've, gone back and forth with them. And, it's funny, I've even adjusted my birthday message a little bit now. And I'm getting into much more conversation with people now than I was, and I got to be careful with it because, 75% of my contacts are women. So I try and look for married, but that's not an indicator. Okay. But I get into conversations about kids and pets and sports and things like that. But I'm always asking, are they doing anything special? And a woman, a lot of times will go, oh, it was great. My son and daughter-in-law are taking me out. I'm going to have dinner with this, or it's a girls' night out or a girls' weekend. We're making a weekend out of it, doing this. And it just leads into so much conversation. And I made a point now, I am not inviting them onto a launch, okay, until I've gone back and forth with them 10 or 15 times. Okay, I'm just not going to do it because even that looks fake. If all of a sudden I wish them happy birthday, went back and forth with them 2 or 3 times on the weekend, and then invite them on Wednesday, to the launch, it just doesn't look real. That's when I'll begin with the 333, and I'll start commenting on their posts, and I'll wait to the next launch next month to get them. I'm trying to be more real and authentic, and it's a little harder because, like I said, the majority of my friends are women. Okay. I always say my wife and I, always. Okay. I never say anything without saying my wife and I, but the conversations are getting better and better. And I think it's because I'm getting more patient, and I'm being more patient because I'm doing it with more women. Okay. I'm doing it with more people. I'm doing it with more couples where I can do what I need to do and do it with 30 people instead of trying to force the action on 10. And it's, so I'm feeling a lot better about it myself, but let me go through a couple things with you. I don't want to run out of time tonight. If anyone was planning on going to Vision Summit in May, we've decided as a committee to cancel that, and we're putting all effort into June. Okay. Now, a lot of people were already booked for June, had already invested in coming in June. So we're putting all our attention on June. Now, here's the good news and the bad news. Okay. There's about 1,400 registered for Activate, which is the corporate event on Friday and Saturday, we only have room for Vision Summit in June. For right now, it's 180. It looks like we're going to get another room and be able to go to 250. So that means only 1 out of every 6 people attending is going to be able to go to Vision Summit. So please, we want not only you to be there, okay, but we want you there to be room for guests to be there, okay? So focus on guests and start looking at who you're going to bring with you. If we start getting close, and I know there's already like 130 registered already, so we're like halfway there already. We'll close it down for our team to give a chance to have the people that started Vision Summit to give them a chance to have their guests there before we just open it up to everybody to attend. But I'm telling you, what's going to happen is the 250 people that attend Vision Summit are going to tell the other 1,200 that didn't what a great event it was. And it's going to launch Vision Summit into a totally different stratosphere than where it is as a new event right now. So you want your guest to be there. You want people there with you in June. You don't want to be there by yourself, and you have 2 months still, on a week short of 2 months to get people there. So that needs to be, the focus. But to finish saying, so there is no May Vision Summit. We're rolling that all into June, okay? The only one I knew for sure that's on here, Alex, which I already messaged. I let him know that Alex's parents live there in Utah, so he goes to everyone. But I let him know that May was canceled. So anyway, that's one thing. This month, we're still on double points and we're on double pay for the MVP bonus for building and for selling. So keep that in mind. I don't know what they're going to do in May. I haven't heard, so I have no idea if that's going to continue or not. I mentioned the launch Wednesday. Between tonight and Wednesday night, 100% of your focus in this business should be on getting people confirmed, invited and confirmed to the launch. There's nothing more important in your LifeVantage business in the next 48 hours than that, okay? You got to use the events when they're scheduled. Everything else can wait. I don't care if it's customer, distributor, I don't care what it is. Everything else can wait till after the Zoom on Wednesday. Spend the next 48 hours focused on inviting for that. It's what April and I are doing, okay? And we always share with you what we're doing. Last but not least, actually, is 2 more things. You're going to hear us training and talking a lot moving forward about becoming a Pro 3 machine, a Pro 3 manufacturer, okay? See, in this business, Pro 5 gets a lot of recognition in this business, but it's all about Pro 3. It's about becoming and duplicating Pro 3s. Listen to this. You become a Pro 3, okay? So one person and you become a Pro 3. You teach someone to become a Pro 3 and you're a Pro 4, okay? They teach someone to become a Pro 3, they're 4s, and you're 5. It only takes 4 Pro 3s for you to be a 5, okay? It only takes 10 Pro 3s for you to be a 6, and it only takes 20 Pro 3s for you to be a 7, and then you're elite. Profit sharing, everything, okay, at that rank. So we're going to start talking a lot about it. We're going to be extending what we're doing with Vision Summit into local markets, teaching the foundational building of Pro 3s live, okay? I don't know how many cities we're going to start with, but we're going to do one night during the week. We're talking and seeing if we can do it virtually and live, but the whole focus is it will be a workshop for 3 hours where we work together, okay? And everybody's messaging together, everybody's having conversations together. So that'll probably launch in July. I'm just giving you a heads up on it. You're going to hear more about the value of you quickly becoming a Pro 3 and then teaching people the value of being a Pro 3, okay? So that's one. And then last but not least, look and see where you are rank-wise, right now. realize there's a week left, and you always want to, as a minimum, maintain your rank, but you should be looking to chip away at the next rank. In other words, your volume and enrollments should be a little better in April than it was in March. And May should be a little bit better than April. And June should be a little bit, and then every once in a while you get a spurt, okay, where there's a flurry and you get a bounce, okay? And that happens too in the business. It's just the nature of the business. But so we got a busy week, next 48 hours launch, and then the 3 days after that, obviously we're closing up. If you're not sure where you stand with anything, let me know. We're available this week. You know, if you need anything, we try and stick around as much as we can the last week of the month. So you'll be able to reach us if you need us. But that's the message for now. If we can help you with anything or do anything for you, just call us or text, okay? Have a great night. Thank you for your time. We appreciate it. Bye-bye.